Well, usually, I'm on the other side of the camera, so this is a whole new feeling for me. Of course, this is the third year for the star, so I'm receiving it during the third ceremony, and it's a good feeling.
Well, I am profoundly grateful, but the one thing is that it's not just me. It includes the whole community, and especially the elders of my family who made it possible for me to continue my work.
Amina and I, we've known each other ever since elementary school, and I've been in the same art classes together and so forth. It's really an honor to be one half of the star. Well, the second star. She's the first star.
Well, I see Kojo and Pepper all the time. Yeah,
it's nice to share the honor with him.
Yeah, well, we graduated, went to school together. Yeah, I see Kojo and Pepper all the time.
We're here at the Homeport Gallery. We are celebrating the induction ceremony, the Walk of Fame here at the Lincoln Theater. Our honorees are Kojo Kamau and Amina Brenda Lynn Robinson. It's my honor to be able to induct them into the Walk of Fame. They are so deserving. These are our first visual artists that we have on the Walk of Fame, and I thought it'd be fitting that we open the gallery with their work so that the community can see their work on which they start, and then move our program into the theater where we do our official program and our unveiling of their stars. It's really exciting. I'm glad to see a lot of artists out, a lot of community supporters on all levels.
Good evening and welcome to the Lincoln Theater. I am Susan Bradford, and here I proudly serve as General Manager. From the moment the Walk of Fame became a conversation, State Auto voluntarily committed to be its only sponsor. As we remain steadfast in recognizing and inducting Columbus's great artists, so has State Auto. Bob Restrepo, President and CEO of State Auto Insurance Group, will you join me?
Thank you, Susan, and thanks to all of you for attending and participating in this very, very special celebration. It's an honor for me and for State Auto to be here with you all tonight to recognize two Columbus legends in this legendary theater. State Auto and the Lincoln Theater share a commitment to this neighborhood as neighbors and to downtown Columbus. As we've grown at State Auto over the last 93 years, most of that time right here in this neighborhood, we've also embraced the Discovery District neighborhood, and we've been enthusiastic supporters of the efforts to revitalize the Lincoln Theater and the surrounding King Lincoln District.
We're neighbors. We always like to give back to our neighborhood, the Discovery District, as well as the King Lincoln District. We've got a couple of executives that have been part of the board. Win Logan, in particular, was very involved in the development, along with Larry James as a board member of the theater. And this is a great way to give back.
The place in which you sit could not have happened without the members of Team Lincoln, the city, the county, and a host of donors. Commissioner Paula Brooks is and remains an original member of Team Lincoln and would like to share with us this evening. Commissioner Brooks.
It's such an honor to be here. I recall 2009 when the theater opened, the entire community was here, and we all celebrated together. And it was interesting, Mayor Coleman called the commissioners. He had me come over here in 2005, and there was nothing here. It took our breath away thinking about, gosh, how are we going to do this? But everybody teamed and joined together. And I think that this night represents that, because this neighborhood has always teamed and joined together and teamed with life. And Ms. Robinson and Mr. Kamau represent the best iconic artistry that this neighborhood stands for.
I think this is just a great day in our community as we get to celebrate two of our community pillars, Kojo and Miss Amina Robinson. And it's just a wonderful event. We got great people, we got great food, and it's just all happening today. And the reason why I'm here is because I really want to support the artists that are doing great things in the community, because they're the people that I stand on their shoulders, because they have done so much for this neighborhood and this community and just throughout the city of Columbus. And I'm just so excited to be here to support these two great artists today as they put their stars on the Walk of Fame.
Our gratitude to the Franklin County Commissioners and Mayor Coleman, who could not be here today, regrettably, but he also has a resolution from the city that is given to both Amina Robinson and Kojo Kamau, and I'll give those to you following the program. As we move forward, I give you the Master of Ceremony for this evening, WBCE Jazz Sunday host and Lincoln Theater Board member, Jack Marchbanks.
Jack Marchbanks, co-host of Jazz Sunday on WCBE 90.5 FM. It's my great pleasure to serve as MC tonight for the Walk of Fame induction ceremony for Kojo Kamau and Amina Brenda Lynn Robinson. These two individuals are living treasures. They are true artists, born, and we are so fortunate to have them here in our community. They enrich us every day with their art.
The Lincoln Theater Walk of Fame ceremony celebrates artistic achievement. Our past inductees have earned national and international acclaim for their respective bodies of work. On that walk out there, we have literature represented with author Will Haygood, who has done quite well, if any of you have seen The Butler. Of course, in music, our local heroes, our jazz legends, Rusty Bryant, Hank Marr, Mr. D. the sightless wizard, Rasan Roland Kirk. There's one more name on that Walk of Fame out there, but before I mention that name, I'd like to bring to the podium the gentleman who inducted this person, this local hero, into the Lincoln Theater Walk of Fame just a couple of years ago, Dr. William Ted McDaniel of The Ohio State University.
Thank you and good evening. I'd like to invite you to join me in giving a standing ovation to Gene Walker.
The wonderful Gene Walker. That smile is contagious. I know that he would be here. He's here with us in spirit. We will give a standing ovation of applause for his work and his musicality that he left with us, and we're just really honored that we were able to induct him as well.
Well, I am very saddened and very hard about the loss of a good friend of mine, Gene Walker. He has been a mentor to me in the barbershop, and he has told me a lot about the history, and also he is a proud graduate of Columbus East High School, and he has earned his stripes as a Tiger. And Gene has done so much for not only just me, but this whole neighborhood, to really carry it on his shoulders as he toured across the country, and he always represented us. And I just want to say my condolences to the family, my condolences to his daughter who's here from California, and that we are just going to cherish his legacy, because he has made an impact in all of our lives, especially me as a young man growing up, always sitting back on the footstool just watching him. So we are very thankful. God bless you, Gene. Rest in peace.
I think he was one of the best, or one of the best. There's been a lot of great artists in the city, but he was a good human being, plus he was an excellent musician. But he was a good human being, first of all. And I've had some good experiences with him. I've never had any bad words with him about anything, and he's always done to try to help me. Like 2001, he came to my booth and he said, I was coming in the booth and he said, "It said, I got a CD here, it's called Last Night in Manhattan." And I picked up my CD and I said, "Manhattan, meet the bomb." And the next day is when World Trade Center was bombed. And he called me and asked me, he said, "Man, do you realize what you said?" And he repeated what I said. I said, "Oh man, I didn't know that." It blew my mind, man.
Well, I met him last year. We were here to honor him, and I remember listening to him play right across the street there as I was leaving. He was a remarkable man, a lot of energy, and he was playing right till the end.
Gene Walker, I believe he got the star last year. And of course I was there and I photographed that. And it's a great loss. I mean, he was a beautiful person, beautiful music. We're going to miss him.
Great human being, great humanitarian, and a great musician. And I think the world is very appreciative and love him, just like our community loved him.
Backstage.
This year, we add the names of 2 dazzling visual artists to the Walk of Fame. Photographer Kojo Kamal and multimedia artist Amina Robinson. The Walk of Fame recognizes gifted individuals, but we realize that these artists, such as Amina and Kojo, are encouraged and supported by other precious human beings, many of whom live right here in this community, our community of Columbus and Central Ohio. So while we shine a much-deserved spotlight on our honorees this evening, we also thank you, the community, for supporting them and our prior honorees in their quest for artistic achievement. A community that nurtures artistic creativity in young people enriches both their lives and the lives of that same community. And the future is much like the old saying, take good care of your children because in your old age, you hope they take good care of you. So, we welcome to the stage 2 youthful members of our creative community, jazz art researchers, DJ Pryor and Kanasia Smalls.
Hello everyone, my name is Kanasia. First, I would like to thank Ms. Robinson and Mr. Kamal. They are an everlasting part of this community, and we have all enjoyed their work, and I am honored to be here tonight. Amina's work has a profound impact on the neighborhood. Her paintings and sculptures capture the essence and the life of the neighborhood. I would like to also recognize DJ Pryor, Rebecca Ojerinde, Brianna Tripp, and also other Fort Hays students who helped in the completion of the Blackberry Patch project. The goal for this project was to collect research about the neighborhood that could be used for projects, all culminating in the performance by Wycliffe Gordon to capture the history of the area formerly known as the Blackberry Patch. Throughout this project, I learned the lesson of being accountable to my words. My part began as a conversation in the Urban Spirits coffee shop with Ms. Schaefer. I casually threw around a few ideas and Ms. Schaefer casually held on to my words years later. And from this conversation, I became known to Mr. Ruffin, the principal at Fort Hays High School, as the ears to the youth and the eyes to the elders. And from here, Kojo and Amina's work has helped me initiate and lead the Blackberry Patch Journal.
My name is Kanasia Smalls. I feel speechless initially. In the beginning, when they asked us to speak on stage, I I didn't really capture the significance until I was actually on stage and in front of everyone and in front of them and speaking in front of them. I felt like I didn't have anything to say because the work speaks for itself. And I feel like if it wasn't because of them, I wouldn't have been up there speaking. And so really the significance is within them, and it's also within their work. And so I'm very grateful, and I am very honored to have been up there speaking. I would say the advice I would give the youth is really to keep focused. And when I sit on stage today about Ms. Schaefer, when she said, she spoke to me when we were in the Urban Spirits coffee shop. And basically what she taught me was a lesson that was very powerful. And it was basically just owning up to your words and just keeping ownership of that, keeping up to your words. And so what you speak is what you live up to. And I noticed that when you start keeping track on the words you speak and who you listen to and who you're around, that really paves a pathway to your future. And so I would say to just keep that in mind, and their future will be easier.
Growing up, I didn't have much of an appreciation for photography as an art, or really much for history either. And I didn't dislike them, but because of my growing up with a love for the maths and the hard sciences, I couldn't see their significance in my life. And through working with this project and from working with Mr. Kamal, I was able to see that there truly is value in the photography and in the history. And as the project went on, I became aware that actually my family was originally from the King Lincoln neighborhood. Along with that, I was able to see that the impact of the photos and of the images that Ms. Robinson had created expanded well beyond what I could see. And because of these experiences in my life, I was able to gain an appreciation for photography and for history that I did not previously have. It's a lot like this pen, which I cannot find. Like this pen. It writes well, and it looks pretty decent, but on its own, we can't see its value. But say this same pen was the pen used to write the Declaration of Independence. This pen would instantly change its value. It would become so significant that we might actually put this pen into a museum. And it's only because of the fact that our value that we place on this pen has changed. And that is what this project has done for me.
My name is Douglas Pryor Jr., aka DJ. I was here today speaking on behalf of the Blackberry Patch Project to honor Amina Robinson and Kojo Kamal. Honestly, it's an honor. From the beginning of this project and working with Kojo, I would never have imagined that it would take us this far to the point of being able to be on stage when it came time to honor these two great artists in the local community. And it's, like I said, just an honor to be a part of that and to be a part of this great event out here and helping to honor two great artists in our community. I would say to any young people who are amidst this chaos, I always have considered myself one wrong choice away from being just like a thug on the street. I grew up in a rough neighborhood. We weren't very rich. I had the same exact situation as a lot of people who get caught up in the gangs and things like that. And I think that the biggest thing was that I found people who were willing to help me to get somewhere beyond what I saw. I had a lot of great family, and everybody doesn't have that, but you can find great mentors and teachers and leaders in the community who can help you to get somewhere positive as opposed to ending up just like everybody else. So remain teachable and look for people who are going where it is that you see your life going, and you'll get where you want to be.
From 1960 to 1966, I drove taxi up and down this street. I used to know every street, every bar, every hotel, every barber shop, everything in the city. And the reflection of this right here and the wall down here reflects what time has done to Columbus. It's like it took it and smothered it, and now it's trying to come back alive. And the wall represents what we have done. Now young people got to show us what are they going to contribute, because we all got to contribute something.
Lynette Mason Jr., Columbus Museum of Art.
see you. I am truly privileged to be here tonight to take part in this honoring of Amina and Kojo, two of the most extraordinary artists that Columbus has ever produced. And they have left an indelible mark on our community. I have been at the Columbus Museum of Art for 30 years. And I have never known the Columbus Museum of Art without Amina and Kojo. I think I'm honored to know both of them, and I just want to close by thanking them for both of you, for all you have given us. You have transformed our lives as a community. You have changed our understanding of our community. You have given us new insights into our world through your creativity and your vision as artists. Thank you so much.
Amina has often stated, art is my way of life. She passed on her way of life, teaching us to see art, appreciate art, and take pride in the neighborhoods in which we live. I know Amina as one of the most prolific artists and one of the most genuinely creative African-American women of our century.
Amen.
Kojo has played a pivotal role in the community. When he and his wife, Marianne Williams, opened Kojo Photo Art Studio, Elijah Pierce was the first artist to exhibit his wood carvings. Mr. Pierce later mentored both artists. Kojo currently teaches photography at the Columbus State Community College. He serves on the East Side Art Initiative Committee to expose the Broad Street Presbyterian Church members and the community to the arts. His contribution to the Long Street Cultural Wall was history in the making. His tireless efforts and commitment to the project brought some of the richest culture that existed on the East Side, on the Near East Side. The photographs juxtaposed to the woodcuts of Larry Winston Collins give meaning and substance to the lives of people from the East Side and the Discovery District. The Cultural Wall will serve as a tribute to Kojo and leave a legacy for future generations.
Okay, and finally, Kojo and Amina Robinson.
It's a tribute to have known these people. I've known Amina as long as I've known Kojo. And they're not just two good artists, they're good human beings. Human beings make good artists, and that's what they are.
Congratulations on getting your name and star on the Lincoln Theater Walk of Fame. It's a great honor to know the both of you, and I have a great deal of respect for you as artists. Kojo, I just want to thank you for everything you've done for me over the years, helping me to exhibit my works at different places. I think that your gallery on Washington was one of the first exhibitions that I had as a very young artist. I just want to tell you that it was a great pleasure to work with you on the Cultural Wall project. I can remember some of the early stages of just getting together with you at your studio and just going over the wall matters and just trying to figure out exactly what we wanted to get accomplished. And just being able to talk to you and talk about the wall issues and then talk about other art-related issues also. So that was a good experience, and I enjoyed just being able to collaborate with you on a larger project this time. Amina, I've always had a great respect for you. I've enjoyed just watching you just grow into the great artist that you are these days, and you're a great inspiration to me. Again, I just want to thank the both of you for everything that you've done to help inspire me as an artist. And congratulations on this Walk of Fame. I can't think of two people who deserve this more than you.
Susan, come here. You need to have this. I just want to acknowledge her and thank her. But now we come to the heart of the matter. We'd like to bring to the stage, just an immensely talented human being, Amina Brenda Lynn Robinson.
I am profoundly grateful, not only to the elders of my family, but to the elders and the people of this community who made it possible for this arts to continue the work. I am especially honored with the Columbus Museum, 1956. They took on a young 16-year-older and put her in an exhibit and never left me alone. Kojo, who we grew up together and also are graduated together. He's continued his work, and I want to congratulate you on the wall. And the wall. I've always seen the walk as the way one walks in life. And I have to say, you have done that, and you have done it well. I also have seen this evening many of my former students who came up in my art programs. And I said, I must be ancient. They had grandchildren. Some of their mothers were here, and I had them too. So I want to thank everyone, all of you, for giving me this honor and many others from this community. After all, this is our home. I don't intend to go anywhere because everything came out of this community, and I am very, very profoundly grateful for that. So, thank you.
We'd like to bring the other half of our honorary team up here, Mr. Joe Kamau.
I have to speak from my notes. Or maybe nothing will come out. But I would like to thank the Lincoln Theater Board and all responsible for this honor. I would also like to thank the Ohio Arts Council and the Greater Columbus Arts Council for more than 40 years supporting artists and art organizations. And I would like to thank the Columbus State Community College for establishing one of the best collections of local artists in Columbus with the help of Mrs. Ursula White Lewis. And I'd like to thank Pepper and all of you out there for your support. I have been sharing my photographs with the Columbus community for over 40 years, and there has always been a discussion about the arts. Today, much discussion is going on about the Longstreet Cultural Wall. This is good. People are stopping and getting out of their vehicles and walking to the wall. The wall was not designed to showcase the history of the King, Lincoln, and Discovery districts. It was designed to showcase the vitality of a neighborhood where people live in peace and harmony. We were proud to say we were from the East Side. No one piece of art, no one theater production, no one book represents a people's culture. We were not looking for who was the first or who had longevity to be placed on the wall. We were looking for the past, the present, and the future. We had 10 disciplines, including church, theater, music, dance, artists, authors, education, business, sports, and public service. The wall is the first of its kind in the state of Ohio. We know it can be done, and with the will of the people, it can be done again, again, and again. I urge you to get involved in the arts. Support the Lincoln Theater, support the King Arts Complex, support the individual artists, and support and get involved in the public art projects. Thank you very much.
Amina, Kojo, on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.